We are live.
What's going on, everyone? What a beautiful day it is. Beautiful day.
Is it nice where you're at? It's raining where I'm at.
Oh, God, it was like 80 degrees, sunny. I think we're going to get some rain this weekend, but I always explain to people it's going to rain because it's green. If you have green stuff, like California is a desert. Like, you got to understand, Southern California is a desert. Then people are like, oh, there's a drought. I'm like, it's a desert. Figure out the desalinization and get over it. But Tennessee is a forest. It's green as shit. So I just, I absolutely am a huge fan of having a little bit of rain because it keeps it beautiful out here and we don't have droughts. How about you, man?
No, it grows the garden, so we're happy about it. We got our winter crops popping up for the garlic and shallots, onions, stuff like that right now. We're probably ready to harvest in about a month, so we're very happy about the rain. We're very, very, very happy about it.
I harvest my shit from Aldi, so a little different lifestyle here.
Well, I mean,
I'm not at that level yet.
We grocery shop still. It's not like we don't. But
you got to stop. You got to go completely off grid.
Trying.
What's the goal?
If the goal is by the time I'm 60 is to not need a grocery store. So.
Yeah, my goal is to live till 60. I think that we have very similar.
I'm getting pretty close to there. It's ways away farther for you than it is for me. So
yeah, I got a little bit of time, just a little bit, but it's if we don't get killed in the Civil War.
Yeah, if Maxine Waters doesn't send people after us.
Well, Maxine Waters, it's really funny because who are the ones starting shit? Now, first, I'm going to play something from our good friend Maxine Waters, that dumb slut. Did I say that out loud? Yeah, I'm going to play some. Hey, she's from my old district, man. Like Inglewood. Yeah, Inglewood doesn't vote much. I mean, I'm going to be honest. They probably get 12 votes for her. I mean, they don't really do election days in the hood, man. I'm just saying. We never talked about election days, right? Like we were like, it's fucking Tuesday. So let's hear what the Black Caucus leader, Maxine Waters. Okay, what's the token white woman doing in the background? She a DEI hire?
I think she is. I think she's their quota.
It makes sense. I'm glad to see it. I'm glad to see it still alive and well.
Me too.
It makes me happy.
I'm worried.
She's worried.
She's not worried. She's worried.
Worried.
That Trump is on the edge of creating a civil war.
Really? This is the one who literally told them to go and harass Republicans, get in their face, and make their life uncomfortable. But she's worried.
He alluded to it more than once.
When did Trump say, like, we should fucking have a civil war? I don't recall that. Did I miss that?
What? It's weird because like civil war is normally like thrown by the people that aren't in power. You know, like he doesn't need to throw a civil war. He's president.
Yeah. I mean, what am I saying? I'm just on the right. You know, I'm one of those ultra right fucking right.
I fucking love that. For you people watching that don't know. Jewish magazine or whatever called
the oldest Jewish newspaper in Israel. The oldest news. Really? Well, we're assuming it's Jewish. But it's a leftist rag. So if you put it into ChatGPT, because I'm like, what is this thing? So I put it into ChatGPT, and it's basically lost its favor because it's basically our newspapers, right? It's a left-wing rag. And they profiled my girl Ashira, but that we'll save that one for later. But I just think that it's phenomenal that I'm considered, you know, a crazy right wing guy when I'm literally all my views are a 90s Democrat view. Far right. So I am far right. But anyway, that's for later. Let's keep our ADHD on track.
Gotcha.
He alluded to the fact that if he did not get reelected, that there could be a civil war.
Well, I mean, she's kind of right there, but that was truth. Like, because they already, look, man, 81 million votes for Biden. Like, because Americans, look, man, the game is up, dude. Like, it's
we know
up.
you cheated, bitches.
Yeah, America, did they cheat via just changing laws and ballot harvesting? Was it like Did they rig the machines? To that, I can't answer. But did they make it easier for people to cheat with ballot harvesting and with mail-in voting? And that is 100% true. You can't deny that. The ballot harvesting, mail-in voting. Come on. Why did Biden get more votes than Kamala, than Obama, than anybody? Like anybody in history, and the population has not grown that much.
Yeah. And Trump got what, 77 million this past time, and arguably the most popular president ever. I mean, and people, the left doesn't like to admit that, but when it comes to between independents and obviously the right, the vote was in. Also, dude, like I agree, like it might have been from ballot harvesting. I don't know about the machines, but I can tell you this. I'm wondering how many of the 30 million people that are above 110 years of age in our country voted for Biden and didn't vote this time.
Well, Biden did. I will say this with utter certainty. He had more dead people vote for him than anyone in the history of the world.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like there was obvious, to me, that's obviously where it comes from.
Well, but did it come from the system itself, or did it come from within the system? Meaning that
within the system,
did they change the laws to allow it for local groups, community activist groups, to be able to pull some stuff that wasn't quite legal, but it wasn't done at the federal level? The intervention was at the local level in swing districts.
I don't think so. I honestly don't. I don't think so. I think that this is a big Act Blue, Soros, like embedded deep state in our government that said, well, we need voters so we can use these dead people. I mean, I really believe that. Like, and I thought that before. I mean, I've always been on the, like, I was watching the thing. I'm like, they're cheating. Like, I said it for
that 2 a.m. blip.
Yeah, they're cheating. I was awake and watching that. You know, I rewound it.
Look, I'm not, but I'm going to ask you the question that everybody wants me to ask you.
Yeah.
Was it the Jews?
Of course.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Yeah. Whatever happened, it definitely was the Jews who did it.
Dude, I tripped in the yard earlier. It was the fucking Jews.
The Jews came out and tripped you. You know what it is? It's those fucking space lasers they have.
Yeah, the space laser shot me.
Fucking shot
my leg and tripped me. Motherfuckers.
Dude. Yeah, dude. You should see the remote control I have. So you see this is my Jew laser. This is my Jew laser remote control.
I fucking knew it.
That was me. That was me.
I fucking knew it.
That was me.
Like,
yeah, me and Laura Loomer collaborated on that one.
Yeah. That's, by the way, we're gonna be on Jewcast tomorrow, and I'm not being off. I'm letting the crowd know on Jewcast. It's the name of the show. Tomorrow, I will be again the token Gentile as we welcome Laura Loomer. It should be a very interesting show.
YouTube.com/@Jewcast. JEWCAST. YouTube.com/@Jewcast. Go there. It's gonna be fun. Laura Loomer. Look, man, you never know what she's gonna say.
No.
And we got some topics you guys are gonna love. But let's get back to our fine leader, Maxine Waters, who I believe is a corpse. I'm not sure that looks like a skeleton. Look at that. That shit looks like it's from a horror movie. Like you slap a wig on a fucking skull, you're good to go.
That's fucked up.
What does Trump expect? Oh, I believe he expects violence. I believe he expects confrontation. I believe he's working toward a civil war. We're not going to get goaded.
Oh, well, I guess Trump is very successful with his civil war wishes because, well, this is the left for you guys, the pro-Hamas left. This was in New York City, where, again, they do not have the right to carry. I do not think they would be doing this in my hometown because that person would be, they'd be if it's a male, they would be meeting those 72 virgins at this time, which, I mean, hey, you could be the martyr. I'm okay making you the martyr. You could be the martyr. Yeah. You come up to my car like this. There's going to be and my kids are in the car. You're going to meet those 72 virgins real fucking fast. You go up there and drink some tea with Yasser Arafat, motherfucker. I don't care. You're going to have, or if it's someone smaller than me, I'm getting out the car. I'm going to whoop some ass. If there's 10 of them that are not bigger than me, I know that I could take 10 unimpressive dudes in a fight. I'm doing it. I'm doing it just for the viral video.
Yeah.
And because I don't want to go to jail for defending myself. So
10 is a big number. I'd have to reload the 45.
Yeah. I would say, okay, 6. Maybe I was
6.
Okay, and 6 I could take.
6, it's boom boom time.
Anyway, let's go for this one.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
You scared now?
Of course she's scared. You're surrounding her car and she's a female. Yes, she's scared. This is where traffic is a problem because I just be speed bumping them bitches. But I can't believe these pro-Hamas people. Deport them. I don't care if they're American citizens. If you're harassing people like this, waving another country's flag, I'm sorry, you need to be deported.
Are you scared? Like they would not be, again, like they would not be saying this someplace where they could carry. They wouldn't be saying that. You know, I mean, they would be the ones that this is why every American citizen should carry a weapon at all times. It would be a much more civil society. People don't like to think that way because most of you are pussies, by the way. But
yeah, honestly, can you believe these like the anti-Israel? They're like, oh, you can't deport. No, I don't care. See, if an Israeli was doing this to somebody, I would say this. I am very consistent. If Jews were doing this to people, I'd be like, deport them. Go back to Israel, motherfucker. You have dual citizenship. Go. I don't care. Go. I mean, and also if you're Jewish, they will let you in. Like they'll let me in. Seriously, we've looked into this. So when shit was going down in 2020, I remember just out of curiosity, I looked it up. So if my family and I wanted to migrate to Israel, my kids and I can go, but my wife can't.
Wow.
And you might think that's unfair. I say, keep those shiksas out of my fucking country is what I'm saying. I'd leave that bitch here. I'd leave that WAP Dago right fucking here.
Oh, we're going with the WAP and Dago. Wow.
Yeah, man. Italians have no power anymore since the mafia. Yeah. We could pretty much shit on Italians all we want. They're the original white people. Like we've been telling Italian jokes for years.
The original white people.
Yeah, because right now you can say whatever you want about white people, and nobody gets in trouble. And that's pretty much Italians. Like you can shit on Italians all you want.
Oh yeah, I mean, and it's like we're a parody of a society too. But for real, like it's the same thing. Like Italian Americans were put into internment camps in America in like the fucking 40s, and everybody's like, they deserve it.
You know why that upsets me though? Because we let them out. I mean,
that was a good one.
Oh
what would
man,
you guys have done? What would people have done if it wasn't for the Italian mob and Maya Lansky? Like minding your people are the reason why everybody got alcohol back. Because
I'll be honest though. Italians are fucking great. Like Italians, the best people. Like our wedding was kind of an Italian wedding, and like the local deli, Sorrento's in Culver City. Shout out. My father-in-law was a great friend of this man. They served on city council together, and they like donated these Jordan almonds, you know, because that's like a traditional thing with you people, and with you people.
What do you mean, you people?
No, but I mean, look, man, I married into the Italian faith. I'm gonna call it a religion. I converted, dude. But I'll tell you what, like the best thing I've ever had in my life is my father-in-law's tiramisu. That motherfucker would take like a day to make it. He'd lay the fucking like things out, put the cheese. So funny story. To me, to probably nobody else, like I got my wisdom teeth taken out before Christmas, and all I ate that was tiramisu because I couldn't chew anything else. It was the best day of my life. I ate like 10,000 calories in fucking tiramisu. It was amazing.
Yeah, really well-made tiramisu is amazing.
Oh my God. You know who has a slept-on tiramisu is Buca di Beppo.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on their tiramisu. It's off the chain. But anyway, let's go back to this one.
You fucking dumb bitch! Fuck you! Fuck you! You fucking dumb bitch!
If anybody says they love Hamas, I'm sorry, deport them. I don't care if you're a citizen. I don't care. I don't care. Free speech. Okay, cool. Go see how Hamas treats you. Go see if you have the freedom protest over there. go.
These people are
This
fucking.
poor
These people
woman.
are detached.
What is this woman doing? She's trying to get somewhere. The crime of having a job and having to go places.
These people are detached from reality. Like, what the fuck do you think you're doing for Hamas? Yelling at, like, what can this woman do for Hamas? Like, even if she was like, you know what, you've got a point. What the fuck is this fucking woman gonna do?
Well, I mean, in that look, man, I'm gonna shit on their culture. We always talk about women's rights. Why don't you look up Sharia law? They have to cover their head. They can't show skin. Yeah. Like, dude, you talk about fucking anti-woman, fucking misogyny. Look no further than the Arabs. I'm sorry. I just got to be real. Like, I love my Muslim brothers and sisters, but your shit is fucking archaic. Yeah. Like, dude, like my daughter would be stoned to death for wearing the shit. And she doesn't even dress weird. Like, she dresses like a in shape teenage girl. But like, I mean, nothing crazy, but they would stone my daughter. Shit, they would stone our wives. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's how fucking backwoods. Everybody talks about rednecks and shit. Dude, Muslims are stuck in the fucking 1600s.
It's wild that people think that way, though, because most rednecks, just speaking as the redneck in the room.
We had Daisy Dukes, bro.
Well, not only that, but most rednecks, like, here's the thing. If a redneck calls their girlfriend or wife their old lady, not old, O-L-E, old lady, you better believe they're going to put somebody in a box for her. You know what I mean? Like she, like it could be a 300-pound, like construction working redneck that goes hunting every weekend that can kick an entire bar room full of people's asses. The second she says, "Hey, what are we doing?" He is like, "Oh shit." Like, whatever you want, baby. Like,
chivalry is not dead with rednecks. Like there's 3 human beings I would absolutely kill for. Well, 3 groups of human beings: my wife, my kids, and Carrie Underwood. Other than that, but that's how chivalry is not dead. You just got to go to the country. You got like, dude, they will. But anyway, let's see what else that goes on here.
Okay.
Yeah.
My man's got a $2,000 camera set up though.
Yeah.
This terrible fucking Jew-run country. He's doing all right for himself. That's an expensive camera right there.
Yep.
Window, dummy.
Why would she open her window? That would make her a dummy if she opened the fucking window. Oh, the spitting. God damn. These are subhumans. I'm sorry, dude. These are parasites. These are animals. Yep. These are fucking animals. That guy right there with the fucking little blanket on his fucking body, I don't know what the fuck they're called. He needs to be fucking knocked out. Like, that guy needs to be knocked the fuck out.
Yep.
Like Bill Goldberg. Bill Goldberg would knock him out.
Yeah.
Bro, if you're here for them, stay with them. If you're here for the food, go to the
Man, I'm sorry. In my opinion, I might sound, but that is not peaceful protesting. And that is the left. That is, look, man, so we have the right to protest. There's no right for that. That cop should have tased them, but they can't do that in New York City. You do that shit. You do that shit here. You do that shit in the South. I'm not talking about the blue South. I'm not talking about like fucking, the liberal cities. You do that shit here, those cops are going to take care of business. That cop wants to beat the shit out of them. I guarantee it. Yeah. But he knows that's his job.
Right.
And those people need to be, we need to serve them some fucking justice. I'm sorry. That is not peaceful. Spitting is actually, isn't that a form of battery? Spitting is disgusting.
Yes, it's considered assault, I believe, in many places to spit on somebody. So, but here's my thing, dude. Like, as a question to you, like, how long, because how long are we supposed to take this? Like, what's happening right now is they are trying to find the line, right? They're trying to find how far they can push conservatives, Republicans, whatever, with this shit, with literally with accosting people, with threatening people, all that shit. They're trying to find the line. Why are we letting them like test the waters?
Because we don't care. Because it's New York City.
I believe at some point in time we're going to have to like put people in check.
I don't think it's going to happen because they're not coming here, dude. Like, we have two countries. We have the Democrat cities, which you saw, and then you have my city where nobody cares. Like, people just get along. Nobody, look, man, Arabs and Jews have dinner together. Like, I went on one of my son's wrestling friends. He's a Muslim guy. And we drove all around. We traveled to Colorado together as a team. And the whole way we were telling Jew and Arab jokes. That's how we roll down here. We don't do that racist shit out here. We embrace each other's differences. We embrace cultural differences, and we make, but that's also sports. Like, sports teach people to talk shit and to get over it. But these people, you know, that dude in the blanket, he ain't never played a sport. That dude ain't got an athletic bone in his body. Those girls are probably grown up in fucking suburban households, taken care of, never had to worry for shit. Look, man, you just don't have that where I am. You just don't have that. So the reason nothing happens is because people like us aren't in New York City. Right. We're not. And even if they were, they're not coming up to our car, because even if they have the numbers, they know that you're going to fuck at least one person up. So they're going to go after that cute blonde woman who's just trying to get her ass to work.
Yeah. She's just trying to fucking get from one place to another. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They're not going to do it. Like, did you hear Tim Pool's video about like him going to the skate park? He was building the skate park, right? And they literally just keep vandalizing it. He went to Cracker Barrel with his wife, and these crazy leftists like accosted him at the entrance, started screaming at him, like, I think cursing at him. I think I heard spit on him and shit. I'm like, that has never happened to me. It could be because Tim's a decent size. He's not a small guy by any chance, but he's not physically intimidating.
Right.
I just don't. You don't see. Do you see anybody doing that to Kurt? I mean, can you imagine if someone did that to Kurt? Like, right? Like, you see that. And Tim, I'm kind of surprised because Tim, if he had to, I'm sure he came from the South Side of Chicago. I'm sure he's been a fair share of fist fights. Like, he's all right. But like, I've never had that happen to me. I've never in my life, despite being, far right, like I am, I've never in my life had that happen to me. But they always, and the fact they went after Tim is astounding, because Tim's a man who could probably defend himself. But yeah, it's fucking unreal.
Yeah. Well, dude, I mean, a big portion of this is that, like, I think Tim has people thinking that, like, he was a little soft for a while because of whatever reason, to the beanie and everything like that. So people are going to test targets. Like, if you talk to people that, like, like muggers and stuff like that, when they interview these people, they look for the target to pick. Like, just like you're saying, like, and by the way, Kurt, the person he's referencing is our friend Kurt Zilla.
Hulkzilla,
yeah. I mean, we're not really the same species as him.
He's an extremely large black man.
Hang on.
I mean, are you trying to pull up some Kurt Zilla?
Yeah.
Of him repping 405 like it's a fucking feather.
Yeah.
I think he's the same age as me. Slightly larger.
I could literally do, like, jump inside of him and do jumping jacks and not touch the sides. He's fucking enormous, dude.
His legs he wears these short, fucking awkward shorts.
Yes.
He wears ball huggers. And like, his legs are this fucking big. I'm like,
and by the way, Kurt, I mean that with the most utmost respect.
Please don't take that insulting. Now I brought him up on Mark Bell's podcast, and Mark Bell's first word is, "Can you imagine how big that guy's dick is?" I'm like, Mark, it probably is pretty. I mean, black guy, that big.
Valid.
It's got to be at least relative, right?
Yeah.
Did you find Kurt yet?
In 1 second. I think I got him.
Yeah, I think people need perspective of Kurt.
Yeah. So here we go.
People need some perspective.
Jesus fucking Christ. It's all right. So here's the problem, people. You still are not going to understand. It still does not give reference, right?
Have him stand next. I have a picture of him with me somewhere, and it is an astounding difference in stature and size. Hold on, yeah. Jesus, look at his fucking the shorts. I told you about what is he? How much is that? 100-pound dumbbell he's curling?
Yes.
Dude, look at his arm.
Just fucking. Hang on.
Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
I don't like standing next to him because I look like a little child.
Look, and so for reference, he's like 6'6" or something like that.
6'3",
Like,
6'4", I think. Yeah, but it's a big. His arm's got to be 24 inches.
Oh, at least, dude. At least. It's again, and he's like this soft-spoken guy, but like, put it this way: at no point in time, if you are in eye shot of him, would you not notice him at all? Like, it's so fucking crazy.
The first time I met him, so we've been friends online for a while, and first time I met him, Robbie Starbuck had that little get together. Basically, it was a pro-Trump thing in Franklin, Tennessee. Mm-hmm. And Kurt's like, I'm gonna be there. You're gonna pull up. I'm like, I don't know. It's those things always get targeted. Then I saw Kurt, and I'm like, I feel safe. I feel very safe.
Yeah,
he's just there. You could see him like in a sea of people. You can see this large thing.
Jesus fucking Christ.
My masculinity is fucking destroyed.
No fucking way. No way. No.
Is that a 5-plate rows? That's a 495. That's a 495-pound row. I don't care if he's jerking.
No, there's plates at the end too. That's over 5. Jesus fucking Christ.
Again, he's not a human.
No.
He's definitely not human. 607 pounds. And he buried it.
Too. In the tank.
What the fuck?
Wild.
Can you imagine that guy just beating you up? Like you're just gonna cower like a little child. Just please don't hurt me. Lucky he's on our side.
So to make myself feel more masculine now that I feel very, very insignificant, let's talk about this. So, Representative McBride says, I appear to live rent-free in the minds of some of my Republican colleagues. Quote, the Republican Party is so obsessed with culture war issues. It is weird and it is bizarre, says the dude with the dick in a wig with lipstick on. The
culture war is vitally important, right? The culture war is everything, and that's how you win, because that's how the left won. Through music, through education, through everything. And now we have won the culture back. So we're going to call like we see it. That's a man in a wig. Mm-hmm. And that's it. That has a penis. Right. And even if she chopped off the penis, having a open wound you call a vagina is not the same as having a actual vagina.
Give me 1 second. I wanted to check something. There was something about this today. So let me make sure I got the right clip up. Here it is. Republicans are not letting up on addressing Sarah McBride as Mr. McBride.
Keep it up. I love it. That's what I voted for.
Because here's the thing. When people try to pretend that it shouldn't be allowed, like, who are you to police first of all, who are you to police my words? But secondly, why do I need to humor this person's mental illness? I don't get it. Like that's the culture where they're talking about. Like he's basically trying to say like the culture war is they're waging blah blah blah. Like the culture war that's being waged is because you insist upon other people fueling your delusion. They don't want to. So you culturally are trying to shame people for calling you a he when in fact you got a cock.
Would you put an equivalency to that and a mom feeding a 600-pound man? You know, like you're feeding into their mental illness, into their illness, into their disease. And it's really astounding how that became not just the norm, but if you did anything different, you were considered mean and transphobic. I'm not afraid of transgender people. I'm not. I'm not afraid of a lot of things. That's definitely not something I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of spiders, maybe arachnophobia, but transphobia, like when you see a spider, you go, ah, you're scared. I don't actually have arachnophobia. I'm making an equivalency here. So a little just comparison, right? So you see a spider, you're like, oh my God, it's a spider. And you're scared and you run around. Nobody's doing that to transgender people. Transphobia is such a dumb term. I'm not afraid of transgender people. I'm just fucking tired of hearing about it.
Yeah. Well, it's this thing where, and I think that I was having Bucky on was a very good thing, you know, because first of all, then people get a reminder that me and you don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck.
We don't care.
That one of my favorite interviews of all time. He was amazing.
By far.
Yeah. I mean, but it was nice. It's nice to talk to him and people like Blair and stuff like that, because like you realize that if it wasn't for the left bringing up trans all the time, you realize that they would likely almost never fucking talk about it. You know what I mean? Like they would just like try to like live their goddamn life, right? Like they're so well adjusted with it and everything like that. And I mean, I know they admit it's a mental illness, and it is, right? Like there's a lot that goes into it, but at the same time, they are dealing with it the best way possible. You're not going to be able to like treat a mental illness by forcing people to basically accept it. You know what I mean? Like that's not how this is going to work in society. It's never worked like that at all. The issues we're having with culture right now, culture is literally a societal construct. Like they try to say that culture is a societal construct, right? And we're basically artificially, expanding culture in that we're getting away from the strongest survive, and that's nature. Like if we were blasted back, like say they get their wish, like Maxine Waters gets her wish, and there's a civil war. People like me and you, like how long do you think somebody like, you know, Mr. McBride's going to last? Not long. Like not, you know, it's just not long.
Yeah.
You know, like some like weakness would fall off. 500-pound people. If a civil war breaks out, 500-pound people dead in like a fucking week. You know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do? Like, we know you have resources. Like, people know you have resources that you can't defend them because you're 500 fucking pounds. People are going to come take your shit, and there's nothing you can do about it. You get in the way, you're going to be a big, huge chalk outline. You know, like it's such a weird thing, like this culture thing. I love the concept of culture wars. Shit, I've been asked to be on Tim Pool's culture war like fucking 8 times, and I can't get anybody to debate me. But I love that. You know, I love the concept of us talking about culture. But what gets to be fucked up is that like they want people to concede, and that's not how culture works. Culture is assimilation. You come to a mutual understanding about shit. But right now we've got it so in our head, like, well, we got to let the trans people need to be heard and need to be praised no matter what they fucking do, even if it's that they show their penis to a 6-year-old in a locker room. We've got it where, you know, if you're white, you're a horrible fucking person, and you're just white. I was called this white man. Like, you realize how racist that sounds, you know, like automatic. First of all, how do you know, like you're assuming what if I identify as a black person? You hurt my feelings.
Or what if you're just like, it happens. What if you're half black and you're white?
I definitely know people that are half black or you're half another race that I definitely look darker than, especially in the summer. Like I'm a little peaked right now, but dude, I'm going to be at the beach next week. When I come back, dude, I get you've seen me. I get dark, like Italian. Like I can walk past an open window and get darker. Well, you know?
Sicily is literally Africa. It's like fucking there. Like, my wife has actual North African DNA.
Yeah.
So somewhere along the line, there's a Sicilian like their coffee dark.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, there's a reason why I can jump so high. So
But
just saying.
You know what's crazy now is you have this this precipice where now they're getting mad because I don't know where I stand with this. Well, basically they had these extremely violent protests that were not these are not by any means covered by the First Amendment, where you intimidate Jewish people and prevent them from going to class and only let non-Jews pass. So Columbia University, who, by the way, I blame them for what happened. They let this happen because they tried that shit. They tried that shit at Vanderbilt. It was done within 4 minutes because Vanderbilt called the cops and the state troopers and Metro PD came in and they were like, okay, if you don't want to get shot, you should probably leave. And then there was that beautiful, beautiful one from Indiana where the cop carried that dude like a child. It's just amazing. Today, the Columbia University Judicial Board determined findings and issued sanctions to students ranging from multi-year suspensions, temporary degree revocations, and expulsions related to the occupation of Hamilton Hall last spring. Guys, yes, degree revocations, yes, expulsions, and let me explain why. If you are on a campus, if you are accepted into a university and you go there and then you hostilely take over that university and intimidate others and damage property, that university has the right to say, no. Now, Columbia let this happen. If you recall, they would not let the cops intervene. The cops were like, just give us the word. We would like nothing more than to get these people out of here. And they're like, no, freedom of speech. No, guys, there's freedom of speech, freedom of assembly. There's not the freedom of taking shit over and destroying shit. Peaceful. This is not peaceful assembly.
No,
again,
hell
read the First Amendment again. This is not a peaceful assembly. A riot, which I would say these were basically riots, are not covered by the First Amendment. If Alan and I go out in the middle of the street and we just start like saying, yep, Jews are dumb, that is covered. If I go out there and I start yelling, stupid Wap Dago, that is covered. But if I go out there and just start hitting Italian people, I'll probably get stabbed, but also that is not covered. Yeah.
It's just this, revocation of degrees. First of all, we need to get to the stage where, people need to understand that a college degree is not everything, especially like when there's people graduating from Harvard that can barely fucking read. Hey, don't
tell me that now. Don't tell me that while I'm paying all this money for college, bro.
Yeah, but I'll also be the first to say this. College is what you make out of it too. Like, dude, look at me and you. You know how much I've learned in the last, since I started writing articles. Do you know how much I've learned about literally what I do, like about weight loss and stuff? I've learned so much more, right? Because education is what you make out of it. Me and you educate ourselves and each other every fucking day. Like, I've learned so much from you. I use a lot of your talking points. You use a lot of my talking points because we've learned from each other, because education is what you make out of it, right? If you're let into a school because of your skin color or your nationality, and then they let you act a fucking fool, and the most thing that you're interested in while you're at school is the social social issues and stuff like that, and the protests and shit like that. Should we consider you having a degree from that university anyway? Like, what they're probably trying to do is be like, we don't want this person going into the workforce with our degree and attaching it to our school, because it's not like these people threatening Jewish people on campus are not going to be problems in the fucking real world if they don't get fucking checked. It's what I was saying before. We need to check people. We need to start holding people accountable for shit.
I stand by. Look, man, you're not going to hear me back Columbia for many things, but yes, I think. But the problem is, it's a problem that shouldn't have happened, right? It's going in and fixing some shit that they shouldn't have had happen in the first place. All they had to do is let the police do their job. The police
Mhm.
would have come in. They would have been like, this is an unlawful assembly. This is not covered by the First Amendment. You need to disperse immediately.
Yes.
And they would
Absolutely.
have done it because these people are not about that life.
No,
They're not. Well, but let's be real. How many of those protesters, rioters, whatever you want to call them, were actually students? These were paid actors by George Soros, period.
So and that's why we should be arresting them and finding out who put them up to this, and then holding, like, we should look for the paper trail and then take care of it that way. Paying people to, like, basically start riots is illegal in America. Like,
Yeah,
it's inciting
but
violence.
Some of these students, and I mean this with no respect whatsoever, are just stupid. And they saw a group of people, they thought it'd be cool. They want to live that college experience, and they want to be like, I took part in a protest to help civil rights of terrorists. And that's what they do. So a lot of these are just kids who would have never protested, but they saw this big group. But again, it only takes a small group to divide and divide. It's human nature, right? You see a big thing going on, you join it. You just join into it. So it's unfortunate they got cut up in this, but dude, you're literally, you're 18 plus. If you're that, like, I say the same thing, just to keep it honest, about the January 6 people, guys.
Oh yeah, dumb,
and
dumb,
I mean
stupid.
this. If you didn't see that as a setup, like, I'm not saying you deserve all that happened, because they did go a little overboard with the
they
solitary
went way
confinement.
overboard.
But I think January 6th was an IQ test, and a lot of people fucking failed.
Yeah, I agree. Now, don't get me wrong. Like,
you're not going to catch me there. Hell no.
No, don't get me wrong. The people that got arrested for not even being there, and the people that got arrested for just standing outside and shit like that, like, I mean, obviously that's a way overreach. But even the people that got let in, like, I'm sorry, but thinking they're just going to let you in, that you weren't paying attention to what was going on.
Yeah,
like,
but
I mean,
at most
like,
they should have got like community, unless you were violent, you hit a cop.
At most, they should have gotten
service. And a fine, like $1,000 fine. Like, all right, call it a day. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, because I will hold this down. So I want to go to while he's gone, I want to play this video for you guys from an actor. And this guy I totally thought was woke. And I think that what we're seeing here is, I don't think these people are woke. I think they're just trying to get roles in Hollywood. But now that the cultural shift has happened, I think that a lot of these people are actually showing their true colors. And a lot of these guys are like saying some shit. Now, of course, he has a jacket that says all power to the people, whatever. That can be whatever it wants. I want people to have power too. Great. So I'm not going to read into that, but listen to this message real quick.
I keep my boys humble. Like, my boys have never had a pair of Jordans. You know, my boys don't do all that internet fly shit.
I'm liking what he's saying so far. There's actually a coach, a college football coach from West Virginia, University of West Virginia. And he literally does not let, he banned TikTok dances in the locker room. Football coach, my bad. And he's like, we're not, no. We can't, no one's going to know us as a hardcore grind football team if you're doing fucking TikTok dances. He's like, you are not, if you do a TikTok dance, you're off the fucking team. We're a fucking football team. Stop doing this fucking prancy dancy shit. Play some fucking football. Be a fucking dog. And this guy, so I like this message here.
I'm like your kids. And no, I don't give a, I could be the biggest star in the world. Do not let me catch you being stupid.
It's same shit I tell my kids. My kids know. If you're, look, my daughter knows. Everybody's like, how do you know your daughter's not drinking in college? Because she'll be in JUCO if I catch her. And because I raised her well. My daughter doesn't like alcohol. So here's the thing.
Not only that, but they haven't met Cammy. That's the thing. Like people don't. She's a special young person. Like, she truly is.
Not like short bus special, but special.
No.
Preston might be a little short bus special, but he's a great athlete. So he's a special child. But no, but let's say it's not Cammy. Let's Thomas, right? Like, he knows, they know we have a rule.
Yeah.
No drugs, no alcohol. That's the rule. Yeah. You get caught with either of those, that's your ass. Not mean I'm going to hit you, but you're going to lose everything.
Yeah.
So the one thing I won't take away is sports. So let's say hypothetically, Thomas gets caught drinking. Be like, cool. I hope you like wrestling practice because that's all you're doing. And by the way, your mom's giving you a ride there. Your car's gone. Everything's gone. One fucking sip of alcohol. One. And it works. And what about when they're done with college? Will they rebel? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I've got them where I need to get them. I've got them past their teen years, into adulthood, into the workforce. And if they want to enjoy a cocktail here and there, that's on them. My goal is to keep my kids alcohol and drug free till they're done with college.
Yeah.
And I have a contract. Look, I have a contract with them. All right. And it's a contract, and it's not written down. It doesn't need to be. I will give you if you want to go to the best wrestling camp, I'll send you there. I won't even ask questions. If you want to, your car. Okay, cool. We'll get you a car. Oh, you want to go to that business school? I'll find a way. Even if I don't have the money, I will find a fucking way to pay for it. You will not graduate. You will not have any loans. You will graduate debt free. I will fucking make it happen. I will work 12 fucking jobs to make that happen. All I need in return from you is this. And what I've found with children, and again, guys, I've coached thousands of children. If you take drugs and alcohol out of the mix, most kids don't do anything bad.
Right.
Drugs and alcohol. Look, man, you can be like, oh, everybody lives a little. Yeah, everybody also makes a lot of mistakes. You take drugs and alcohol out of there, takes away criminal mistakes, takes away mistakes when they're drunk, takes away a lot of their chance of getting raped.
Yep.
A lot of their chances of doing dumb shit, getting in fights. And honestly, if they're not drinking, they're not going to go to places where there's alcohol because they're like, what the fuck am I going to do there? Yeah.
Exactly.
So let me play more of this and then we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do not. And my oldest gets it. My 15-year-old, he tells the other ones, he's like, yo, don't make dad mad. Because once you get one that's right, he's going to straighten the other ones out.
So that's the thing. Like so in coaching, you always put your overachievers with other groups. So that way the other people can level up. So if you have one set the standard, then honestly, your life's easy. Like we don't, for example, in our coaching, we don't have to make sure kids do all their reps because the leaders, they will call you out and they will literally threaten to remove you from the facility. And that's a leader. And these kids need that. They need that from their parents. Don't be look, man, if you've seen my vlogs, I do a daily lifting vlog with my son. We tape all of our footage. It's called Mat to Mass on the Tiger Fitness channel. I'm friends with my son. We have a good time. We joke around. I'll kick your ass and I'll kick your ass. All that. Should we say other things I can't say here because I'll get canceled? But push comes to shove, I'm his father. And that friend shit, that goes out the door. And I love this message, Alan. I love this.
Out. Mm-hmm. So it's just that thing of, in the past 20 years, we've been living through the death of the American male.
Boom. This does not matter if you're black, if you're white, if you're Latino, if you're Muslim. We need strong men in the household. And the reason his kids aren't going to act a fool because they're afraid of him.
Yep. Exactly.
Your kids should not live in fear of you, but they should be afraid.
Oh, yeah.
Meaning that
100%.
You should be able to have fun, go get ice cream, laugh, tell jokes. My kid can just come up behind me and get me in a wrestling hold and fucking hurt me. That's fine. But when it comes down to life decisions, you need to lead. You need to lead. There's a time and place. But everybody wants to, I'm going to let my kids drink at home with their friends as long as I'm here. No, fuck that. You're dumb. You're stupid. Your kid's going to be a fuck up.
Yep.
And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Parents who do that, you're a piece of shit. And I know there's a lot of my neighbors watching this that don't like me because I said that, but that's my opinion.
Well, fuck them.
They have literally killed masculinity. And
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I mean, he's actually saying it. Like, people need to understand that, like, there's supposed to be a hierarchy in the house. Like, I was watching a video earlier today, dude, and it was this little kid screaming at her parents in the grocery store, and they're like, "We can't shut her up. We can't shut her up." I'm like, "Fucking, are you fucking kidding me? Take away every motherfucking thing that kid has, like everything. There would be if that was my kid, because this kid was like 10 years old. There would have been a match. there would have been a mattress in his room, like literally, like a mattress and a pillow and a blanket. That's all the shit you got left.
Yep. One time Thomas was acting up, man. I literally unplugged his computer and I took it downstairs. I was like, it's mine now. He's like, you didn't disconnect it well enough. I'm like, fuck it. I don't care. I'll throw it out the window. Yeah, I don't care.
Like,
I don't care. But I've never hit my kids. I don't have to. You don't have to hit your kids. I'm not about that life. See, I bet you this guy doesn't hit his kids either. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to because we need fathers. Okay. I'm talking to especially the black community. That will, all those statistics that all these fucking dumb white fucks throw at you every day, all you need is fathers, and they can't use that against you anymore. I guarantee you. Put strong fathers like this man in the household. I don't care what ethnic group you are, your shit's going to get right. That's why the Jews and Indians, they're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
They have dual parent households for the most part. Asians,
so just so you know,
Indians, Jews.
This is recent, but this guy did recently fuck up and say something negative about America. So
you know what? No, it was about Captain America. I don't know. The more I listened to it another 4 times, exactly 4 times, because I did. Yeah. I think what he was trying to say is it's not about America. It's about something bigger. I think it was actually, now that I hear this message, I think we need to hear the rest of this and then kind of combine those. So basically his message was, it's not about America. It's about being a good person, doing the right thing. So hear this message. Maybe he was I mean, I'm not taking up for the guy because he fucking, got me on this one, but let's hear this out.
In our homes, in our communities, for one reason or another. But I raised my boys to be young men. And however you feel about that, you feel about that. But my boys will always be respectful. They will always say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am.
Yep.
No, sir, no, ma'am. They will always say thank you. They will always open a door for a lady. They will always make sure that their mother is taken care and provided for. They will always be men.
Yes.
And that's always, since they were 2 years old. Every time I left for a job, I tell my 15-year-old, you're the man of the house. You make sure these doors are locked every night. This alarm is on. You text me or you call me every night before you go to bed and you wake up.
I love that.
Because we're men.
Yeah, I love that.
If I'm not there to protect, he got to be there to protect. Because you can have all the money in the world, climb through the window, that money means nothing.
Yes.
You can have all the celebrity in the world, you jump through the door, that celebrity means nothing. Yeah. So you got to have a little guard in there, And so for me, it's always that idea of American masculinity is very different.
Hold up. Man.
I like it.
That was so fucking good, bro. Yeah, so he said American masculinity. I'm starting to think like kind of like I did a post earlier this week and I was like basically trying to say why the Tates are popular. But I wanted to make sure that people knew that I wasn't neglecting what they said about PDB's family.
Right.
And it came off to many, not to me and you, because we're obviously autistic.
Right.
I've read my tweet, not 4 times,
I've read it
probably 100
times. Yeah,
and all I got was that the Tates are popular because feminism got too crazy. So there was an equal or greater than reaction to the exact opposite, which is crazy pro-masculine misogyny. Right? I guess that's the best way I could put it. And for some reason, hundreds of people who blocked me, why don't they just mute me? These people blocked me. That messed up my algorithm. So anyway, they basically went on and they're like posting shit that, look, man, I'm not going to lie. I had no idea Andrew Tate did any of that shit. All I've seen is basically he was in jail in Romania. I saw the videos of him getting out of jail. And then I saw the videos of him talking about, if you want stuff, you got to work for it. And then, of course, his kickboxing videos, because he was a fucking dope-ass kickboxer. Yeah. I had no idea. I'm going to pull up the shit people are tagging me in here. It's crazy shit. I didn't know these people were like that. I had no idea. I had no fucking idea. And I sent you the video I sent to Petey this morning. Because before I called him, I wanted him to see that. I'm not going to show you guys because that's fucking between me and Petey. But dude, this is like, and Tristan and I we've had dialogue, we've had DMs, but like, there's no way I could sugarcoat this if it's real. But the thing is, how do we know if things are real? I have no idea. So apparently he texted to a 16-year-old girl. I can't even read this on YouTube about like, he's going to make her have anal sex with him and this and that. And I'm like, well, that's not good. But like, how do I know this? Is this real? I don't know. Like, I don't know. And people thought I was saying that this is what people should follow. I didn't read it like that whatsoever. I said it was a necessary correction. What I meant by necessary correction is that in order to get the left, which is your left, way over here, and the right is and let's say the Tates are over here. In order to get here, we have to have this go over here. So that makes it in the middle, like vegans versus carnivores. And then we come up with, hey, maybe we should eat the Mediterranean diet, which is by far the healthiest diet, in my opinion. And I'm still confused how this happened. I have no idea how anybody read it some other way, but I take full accountability because my brain does not work apparently like you guys' work. And that's why I had to send PD an explanation video. And because I didn't know if you pick up my call, to be honest with you. And I'm like, you know, here's what I meant by it, you know? And I had no and honestly, like, even if I did know the Tates did that stuff, I don't know if it would have changed my messaging, but for some reason, everybody took it like, all right.
I know, like, maybe it's because I know you and our brains work so similarly, just in different,
it was weird.
Different topics.
So confusing.
I didn't take it like you were promoting the Tates. I took it as how you were saying like why they're popular.
And not to deplatform them. Look what happened to Alex Jones. And Alex Jones, I think, is for the most part a good voice. He doesn't like groom children, as far as I know. Maybe he does. I don't fucking know anymore. I mean, he's not the Lincoln Project, but like, you know, I mean, when you cancel somebody, it just makes them stronger because people will find them because, oh, why did he get canceled? I got to watch this. And people are like, yeah. And I put like, the only time I really heard the Tates, I put this in my original tweet, is when my son and I happened to catch a video and I'm like, I kind of agree with that messaging. The messaging was the same shit we say, Alan. It was like, hey, if you want to be successful, you just got to fucking work. You got to wake up before everybody. You got to go to bed after everybody. And you got to fucking just work, and don't make excuses. I'm like, yes. So just because someone is a vile person, and again, I'm not saying from what I've seen, if it's real, it's pretty vile shit, right? But like, doesn't mean they don't say things that are occasionally agreeable. Well, that's all I heard.
I also want to point out this, right? Because I really believe this. Deplatforming somebody, like, look what happened. Like, if we don't want them to platform the Tates, like if that's what people are saying, like they're upset that the Tates got platformed. Deplatforming them will only make them more popular.
Yes.
It will only make them more popular.
How do you think the Tates got popular? They deplatformed, then he became the most Googled man in the world because everybody's like, oh, this guy got deplatformed. I wonder what he's about. Yeah. So he was the most Googled man on earth for a long time.
If you want, the best thing that these people could do is invite them onto your podcast and then ask them about those things, about those vile things, right? And like put that at the forefront. Because right now, that conversation is just why you don't want them to be platformed, and like it's disgusting. Yes, but they're not having to answer for it because you guys aren't. The people that are upset with them about that shit are not asking them. Like, I will tell you straight the fuck up. If we ever had Andrew Tate on this show, which I would love to have him, I would love to have either of them on here. I'd ask him what the fuck he's doing beating some 15-year-old girl with a belt and how he possibly thinks it doesn't make him a total piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, I would ask him that question. And it's like, I think that's the difference, because a lot of people will bark, but a lot of people don't actually fucking go through with the bite. You know what I mean? Like, that's all, because that's all that's happening right now is these people are like, don't platform them. Don't do this. You sound like a bunch of fucking leftists, to be honest. Like, as somebody that has been censored for a long fucking time, that is leftist, weak ass, pussy ass shit. If I say it to people all the time, people dislike me, not because of the same reason they dislike the Tates, but a lot of people dislike me. But they don't ever try to have a conversation with me because they can't. And since they won't have a conversation with me, like nothing's ever going to get solved. If they really thought that I was a horrible person, ask me the questions to my face and see what the fuck I say. That's what I think that should have been done with the Tates. You guys, like, I've seen video of him belting someone. I don't respect him as a man because of that. Do I respect him as somebody that could kick my ass? 100%. He could fucking beat the shit out of me.
Yeah, he's a great kickboxer. Right.
But at the same time, I still would have them on the show. Shit, dude, we have people, we try to get people on the show that hate us. You know, I don't understand. That's what I don't understand. Like, these people don't want, we can't not have conversation. Like, not having conversation is how we ended up where the fuck we're at. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how we ended up where the fuck we're at. It's like people not talking about shit. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you're right. You couldn't be more correct about that. And that's the crazy part.
The Golden Girls say so. My Golden Girls mug. It's my Golden Girls mug.
Wow. Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
It's tradition.
I don't know, man. I mean, fuck. Yeah, it was really confusing for me because I did not read it in any way like everybody seemed to see it.
Yeah, and again, and it could just be like, I don't necessarily think it's because like we're so tight, like because you're my best friend, but I do think it has something to do with how our brains work. Like, every time I've read that, I don't read it as you promoting the Tates. I read it as you like explaining to people why they got popular. You know what I mean? But that's why I think it's a leftist thing. Like, it's the same thing. Like, trying to explain to a leftist why Trump got popular is very much like trying to explain to these people why the Tates have large platforms, right? Like, it's very similar because they don't want to fucking hear it at all whatsoever. They don't want to hear it at all. Even if I say, look, I think Donald Trump is A, B, C, D, bad person, this and that. I don't, like, me and you have been very critical of Trump. I don't think he's a good person. I don't think most billionaires to become a billionaire, you got to do some shit that's going to fuck some people over, basically, right? You're not a great person, you know?
Absolutely.
Now, Donald Trump could be the exception, or any of them could be the exception. I don't know. It's just my opinion, right? But that doesn't mean that we should deplatform him. Did we learn
they did
nothing
it to
from
Trump? They did it
Yeah,
to Trump.
they did
What
it to him.
happened? He's the fucking president now.
Elected. Yep.
Oh my God, it made him stronger. And then he started his own platform. Guys, that's not the way to go.
No, if you guys want to deal with the Tates, get them on a platform that will ask them the hard questions and put the shit that you're pissed about. Make them talk about that shit. That's how you fucking address that.
They did, and Pierce Morgan actually did ask him the tough questions, and people still are okay. Look, man, if people like what he has to say, what we have to really examine is why are people leaning towards that mindset, right? Like, why? Okay, Andrew Tate says all women are whores or whatever. Let's say that's what I think I read that.
Yeah.
Well, how many women are just resorting to OnlyFans for money, and how many men are paying for them?
Yeah.
And he came from that world. So, I mean, you have all these external things where you have Bonnie Blue sleeping with 1,000 men in 24 hours. You got this fucking masochism going around. And Andrew Tate's like, this is the world we live in. Here's how to navigate it. And all these guys are seeing is fucking debauchery and bullshit. So why are they seeing it? We need to examine our society in that. Why are people gravitating towards Andrew Tate? And the reason is because that's what the world is showing them. So how do we handle it? I mean, it's look, man, we've evolved into such a disgusting, perverse universe where you have women making, quitting their jobs as teachers or getting fired from their jobs as teachers for having a concurrent OnlyFans page, police officers. You go on TikTok, you got women police officers objectifying themselves in the patrol car in uniform.
Wild.
Yeah, what the fuck? I mean, look, man, the Tates are a symptom. They're not the
Mhm.
problem. They're a symptom. So in order to fix this, in order to fix the problem, you got to identify the symptoms and then go for the problem. If I have a bloody nose, yeah, I can plug my bloody nose. It'll stop bleeding for a little. But if that bloody nose is happening because I have a brain aneurysm, I should probably get that fixed. Right now, America is the world is a fucking brain aneurysm, and the Tates are just a bloody fucking nose. And and I mean, it is astounding. I got to just give you access to my Twitter to see all this bullshit in my mentions. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. I'm like, and I put a tweet this morning, like, hey, you know, I'm like, that's the one you saw. You're like, what'd you say? I'm like, I didn't say anything. I saw it was wrong. And I'm like, I'm going to apologize. I'm going to say, look, my apologies, but I didn't mean that. And I really didn't. And honestly, even if I knew Tate had done what he'd done, my statement is still relevant. It's still correct in that the Tates are being watched because of something. We need to find out why it is resonating with people. Like, let's go to World War II Hitler. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Why did people gravitate to Hitler? Well, Hitler did it a little weird, right? Like, their shit was going wrong. They needed someone to blame, and there's a successful group of people. It was the Jews. Yeah. And then people were like, yeah, shit's really fucked up. It's got to be the Jews. Whereas shit is really fucked up here. Like, nobody's lying. Women have devolved themselves, not all women, okay, but a large group of women, a very large group of women. How many OnlyFans models are there? And look at Instagram. Look at how many women are slutting themselves on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. It's all just so. As a young man, I'm looking at this. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I need someone to tell me how to navigate these hoes. And then Andrew Tate goes on and he says, here's how to navigate these hoes. They're like, okay, I'm listening.
Here's how to navigate the hoes. You know, like the
fucking wild.
People like it's what is kind of sad that people don't realize that it's coming from the same group of people that keep telling the leftists, like, you guys don't understand why Trump won. You guys should be figuring that out. Like, we'll say to the left, like, hey, Trump won. You guys don't understand it, but you guys should be investigating why, because it just shows your message is so fucking far off. People don't understand why the Tates are popular. I can tell you why they are. It's because nobody actually wants to stay on fucking topic with this shit with them. Mm-hmm. And very frankly, if you think they're a piece of shit, stop fucking dealing with them. You know what I mean? Like you having hundreds of mentions, you know, is literally like these people promoting the Tates without realizing it. You know, like they're basically promoting it because the message that they deliver, people that like them are fully aware of the message they deliver. Yep. They're fully aware of it, right? They to the point where they can't not be, because people like they're doing the mentions for you. They make sure that everybody knows. So that's not going to change these people's minds. If anything, the constant visceral reaction to them every single time with it, instead of just going like, yeah, they're pieces of shit. Okay. And then moving on, like when they're like fucking vehemently at you in your fucking comments, like, well, what about this? 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 Like, they realize they can't get to the Tates, so they're going to try to get to anybody that supports them. Like they're going to try to.
I'm neutral.
Anybody that they think supports them. You know, like anybody that they think supports them. That it's the same thing as like how like the Fat Acceptance community. Like if you ever watch the movie The Dark Side of Fat Acceptance, it's on Tubi. It's a documentary about how the Fat Acceptance movie came after me. But since they couldn't get to me and my wife, they went after anybody that clicked like on any of my posts. Like they would find these people that clicked like, and then they would find out where they worked, and then they would call their boss. And I shit you not, it happened. It was insane, right? But that's the thing. They're trying to basically do the same thing to you. They know that the Tates don't give a fuck about what they're saying. So anybody that in any way shows them in any way, any kind of grace or possibility, they're going to fucking dick on that person because they want to do the same thing to them that they did to Trump and make it seem like it's completely unacceptable to in any way not dislike them. It's not even a matter of liking them. If you don't hate them, you're wrong. And to me, that's very leftist fucking thought. It is. I'm not saying that they're good people. I'm saying that I don't believe that they are good people. Frankly, I've seen. I'll never get past the mental image of him whipping somebody with a belt. Ever.
I just saw that today. I never saw that before.
Yeah, he's a horrible piece of shit person, right? But at the same time, he shouldn't be deplatformed. He should be able to say whatever the fuck he wants to say. And people that don't like absolutely just objectively hate him are not guilty of being him. You know, it's fucking crazy.
No, it's quite profound how crazy that shit went out of fucking nowhere. Like out of nowhere. It was like, all right, well, I guess.
I didn't even know it happened.
Yeah, but it did. So I guess to close out the week, I would pull up the article, but those fucking Jews charge. So I was able to see it for a brief amount of time, and those Jewish bastards, they kicked me out because I didn't pay the subscription fee, just like a Jew. So the Jews are charging, and this Jew is too cheap to pay it. So
it's just Jewy all the way around.
Ashira texted me. She's like, hey, you made a appearance in this profile. I know they did it because she kind of gave me a heads up. They really didn't like what I had to say in my podcast. And I think Ashira's podcast was fun. Now, a lot of it was, we were discussing things. I was saying things over the top. We were debating topics. And that's what they do. They pull out bits and pieces of what you say, but you don't qualify it. Like I say, the sky is black. I hate the sky. They'll be like, Mark hates blacks. You know, it's like, it's that kind of shit, right? So Ashira, it's called Haaretz. It's an Israeli newspaper, and the guy who wrote the article actually lives in California, so I'm going to call him fake. But anyway, this is an honor for me. It's my first official trashing in Israel. So I hope my mom, my grandfather, rest in peace, proud. My mom would actually be proud of this because she hates these fucking people. My mom hates fucking. My mom was burning bras in the 60s. She was 70s. I mean, she's not about that life. She's an old school Democrat, the ones who actually fought for freedom. Yeah. So
Solomon laughed at many of his remarks, and at one point joked that Lobliner was going to get her in trouble with her audience. So
that means we're being jovial.
You're being jovial, right?
Yeah. So
like, it's amazing. People don't get me and you. It's like the other day last week when we had Buck on, right?
Oh god, yeah.
I think people were expecting both me and you to be like prim and proper, but then you're like pulling out the pussy is the butter of the body parts.
It is. I will die on that hill. I will die. I still got to get that clip.
I still got to get that clip. But
I will die on that hill, Alan. I will die on that hill.
But it's true. Like once you explained it, I was like, that's fucking brilliant, actually. But it's the same thing. Like it's no hold barred all the time. You people are fucking soft. Like they're bitching that you're calling liberal Jewish men pussies when they're acting like pussies with this article.
So my wife thought it was hilarious too. Another episode of her podcast, Solomon hosted Mark Lobliner, a far right Jewish businessman and bodybuilder who lives in Tennessee because they're just white trash. That's what they're trying to say with Tennessee. I know it. It's how these fucking Jews think. And so here's the thing is that, guys, I'm literally pro-choice and anti-war. Is that far right? Like, and I'm a Jew from LA.
Right.
All right, whatever. Who rails against libtards on social media. During the interview, Lobliner referred to leftist American Jews in vulgar terms, calling liberal Jewish men pussies. Okay, guys, chat. I need your help here. Chat, everybody watching this, comment down below. Are liberal men in general pussies?
Yes.
Yes.
So say yes.
Therefore, liberal Jewish men are pussies as well, who are physically weak.
They're proving it with this article.
Who are physically weak, are liberal. Okay, guys, listen. Our liberal men typically think Destiny, think any of them, think David Hogg. Are they typically weak? Yes. Typically, not universally, typically. Who are physically weak and liberal Jewish women, hard-headed and fucking stupid. for caring about social justice causes, not social justice causes, woke causes, causes that are detrimental to the Jewish community. Like, I don't know, hating Jews and siding with Hamas. And
Yeah.
I don't know, transgenderism, which is against the Jewish faith. I don't know if it's directly written in the Torah, but I'm pretty sure cutting off dicks is not acceptable in the Jewish faith. Maybe it is. I don't know. I haven't read it in a while. They're not real Jews, he said. They're Jews by descent. Yes, Reformed Jews, which I was referring to by name, Reformed Jews are not real Jews. In fact, I can argue the only real Jews are by maternal, which I am not, by maternal lineage who are Hasidic. A Reformed Jew who does not have maternal lineage is technically not Jewish. But they've been completely brainwashed, overwhelmed. I don't think they're helping RQ. I called him dumb. Solomon laughed at many of his remarks, and you read that one. When I thought, so my favorite part was far right. I've been waiting a long time to be called far right, and leave it to my fellow Jews. See, this is why I'm siding with the Christians now, man. This is how you people treat me.
Yeah.
Jesus,
seriously.
Christ is king.
Christ is king.
That's the new like Nazi salute. Did you hear that? Like Jews are getting really mad at that.
They're mad at this Christ is king thing.
Oh, it's a big deal now. Even Maj Touré had something to say about it because Maj is very. I'm not gonna give away too much, but let's say he's very sympathetic to the Jewish people, and he was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Man, I think both can be true. I think people shouldn't be offended by someone saying Christ is king, but I also think that using Christ as king as an insult is kind of stupid on your part. That's just it's almost like using God's name in vain when you use it to insult somebody, which, by the way, is not good. Like you don't want to use God's name in vain, like we do every other word. We're going to hell.
Yeah, God damn it.
Yeah, you literally used to end every video with "God damn."
Yep, so many people got pissed off at me for it. They're like, you don't even believe in God. I'm like, that's why I can say it and not worry.
Watch out! Hold on. Can I give a one-liner here?
Yeah.
Watch out! The Jews will crucify you for this. It won't be the first time.
Oh, brilliant!
Thank you. Call me Jesus. Hey, how does this look?
So everybody. Oh my God! It's fucking. Oh, we're definitely getting canceled or going to hell.
I'm lean, but I'm not Jesus lean.
Damn, Jesus was fucking like they had him like fucking six-pack.
Do you think he was on Anavar or clenbuterol or something?
So. Probably Clen.
Clen T3. Nice little natty stack.
Natty stack. So we will not be back for evening rants tomorrow. However, we will be at 4 p.m. Eastern time. We will be with Laura Loomer for Jewcast.
Yeah, we'll be there with Andrew Meyer, and if we could find a couple other Jews just hanging around, it's going to be even more fun to be on a podcast called Jewcast after an Israeli newspaper just pretty much. I don't know if that hurts me or helps me because I think a lot of but who reads the newspaper?
I don't know, but at this stage, man, like when it comes to like minding your reputations with shit like that, it is what it is. Like every mention's a mention as far as I'm concerned. Like people are going to like me, people are going to like you, they're going to hate you, they're going to hate me. It is what it is. Like I think that like, especially because you and I have a tendency to like be such realists. Like earlier we were telling the right, like you guys are the reasons why the tates are so popular. If you hate them, you're only breeding them to be more popular. Like they don't want to hear that shit, and I think that's what a lot's happened. The shit you say about Jewish people, I challenge anybody to say where Mark is wrong.
I just look, man. My mom served in the IDF. My grandfather escaped Auschwitz. I love. Look, man, they're not Jews aren't my people. My people are Americans. I can't be any more clear. Now, if you're a Jew in America, you're my people. If you're a Christian in America who loves America, you're my people. If you're a Muslim in America who loves America, you're my people. If you're an atheist, it goes without saying, if you're an American, you're my people. The Jews aren't my people, but I am of Jewish descent. I am very, 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 very proud of my Jewish heritage. Up until a year ago, I wore a Jewish star around my neck. And I don't do it anymore because I hate fucking jewelry. I couldn't do it. So I wear just my rubber wedding ring. because I do like being married. It's really fun. And
just get it tattooed on, man.
Yeah, I can't, tattoos aren't my thing. It's just not my thing. I'll go with the rubber ring. It's the only time I'll wear a rubber. So.
All right.
I need some fucking, have you ever tried SEMAX, the peptide C-Max?
No.
So it is it's a peptide that actually helps with ADHD. And I've been taking it, and like my brain's working a little bit faster.
Is it injectable or is it pill?
No, it's a small insulin pen, just like 20, just like, the 20 units on a freaking insulin pen, depending how you reconstitute it. It's nothing. I'm like, I just put in my BPC 157 in the morning, and I'm like, this is fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I got some for Bryce too, man.
After I'm
he needs a whole bottle.
Yeah, Bryce does. Yeah. After I'm about a good 6 months in on TRT, I'm going to add some peptides to it too.
There's a brain peptide. It's really, there's others too, like Selenk, I think is one. My buddy owns a peptide company. I still pay for it, but I'll be like, hey, what should I take for ADHD? What should I take for focus? What should I take for this? And he's like, buy this. And I'm like, all right, sounds good. I don't know what the hell, but yeah, there's a lot that, and the NAD plus, I've been doing NAD plus. I loaded it. Now I'm doing 250 a week. Plus I take Sean's HPN's NAD3 in between. So I take that pill, but I inject 250 micrograms once a week. And dude, it's been just unreal. It feels good.
That's awesome.
I know it's not placebo because I do the same thing every day as far as health is concerned.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. You're a good test subject, actually. So
yeah, I'm on a constant baseline. So guys, tomorrow, but tonight, do me a favor, all thousands of you wonderful individuals. Wow, look at our views. All of you wonderful people watching, I need you to go to youtube.com/juke at Jukecast, youtube.com/at Jukecast, JEWCAST. Tomorrow will be a very special episode at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live with Laura Loomer, the lovely Laura Loomer. I can't wait to actually talk to her outside of a DM.
Yeah, I've never even spoken to her at all, I don't think. But it'll be a good time. Be there. By the way, it is our business partner's birthday celebration, 48% off at the ambrosiacollective.com website for Mike's birthday. Please, everybody go take advantage. Get No Morbidity, get Alchemy, get Ember, especially pick up some Planta, pick up some Hydroglyph single shots. It is an amazing line of products there. And you're about to find out about one of them. So I hope everybody has a great evening.
All right. Bye, guys.
The Holy Trinity Bundle isn't just about weight loss. It's about empowering you to find your healthiest, happiest self. Let's talk about what's in the bundle and how it caters specifically to our needs. First, we got Ember, which is not just any fat burner. It's also going to boost your mood, your energy levels, while also suppressing your appetite. And if you're worried about it being too strong, you can split the tablet in half to tailor its impact. Next, we have Alchemy NCT, which turns the carbs that you eat into energy and not fat. Yes, energy, not fat. This is our way of making sure that the meals that you eat contribute positively to your weight loss journey. And girls, we all know that we want that. And finally, No Morbidity. This one's my favorite